Xochitl Gonzalez.
And I'm Myra Castillo, and we're here at B2B TV, Besties in Business Television. We're at the Rent Patina showroom in Brooklyn, New York. And today we're here with our good friend, Amanda Allen, who is the founder of Newlywish. And Newlywish is an online registry service. So tell us everything, how this started. Start by how this started.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me first of all on the show.
I know, we're so happy to see you.
The core of Newlywish is it's a multi-merchant online marketplace for brands, boutiques, artisans, and of course caters to folks that are creating a wedding registry. But when we started the business, we thought about it from both a B2B, providing a sales, marketing, and technological platform for businesses that want to reach this multi-billion-dollar registry market, and then on the consumer side, really giving couples options, beyond the big conventionally used department stores, allowing them to tap into some of these, small boutiques and brands, but really giving them the opportunity to truly personalize and customize their registry with, all the classics and staples, kitchen, dining, decor, but also should they like, weave in eco-friendly gifts, food, art, wine, experiential gifts.
Right.
Gen Y is this group of folks that really, craves choice, convenience, personalization,
right,
unique gifting ideas, and so all of our offerings really kind of caters to this group.
How many did you start with, and how did you go about choosing like who you were going to go after and who you wanted on the site? Because what I think is really interesting about your site being an online registry, like somebody could say like Amazon has an online registry, but it's not curated, right? But your registry really is a curated site. So how do you go about choosing the people, that you're going to feature?
That's true. That's a really interesting point.
So we started with, about 18 to 20 merchants, and then kind of word got out. When we started, it was really kind of hyper-local focused. So New York City shops for New York Metro.
Right.
But within a year, 20% of our audience was coming from LA, San Francisco, San Diego, a lot of West Coasters. And we're like, what? This is the internet. We can ship nationwide. Why limit it to just one geographic location? Let's open it up. And when we did, now we have merchants from Chicago and Dallas and San Francisco and all over the country. And we have probably on average 5 to 7 merchants a day requesting to join us.
Oh, wow.
And so what's interesting, and that's when you touched on curation, it's like you really have to strike a fine balance, because the more options someone's given, the less likely they are to make a decision, right? And you really want to have this curated, eye to it all, and not overwhelm people with so many choices, but give them a nice kind of variety.
In the registry space, like you're going up against these department stores that have like just gobs and gobs of marketing dollars. So how have you sort of like, that's a great example, I guess, to segue, but like how have you kind of found partnerships or leverage partnerships to compete? How do you compete with that? Do you know what I mean? Or what have you had to turn to sort of compete with that, to get the word out there?
How do you get your consumers without this big bloated marketing and advertising budget
that
you just simply don't have?
Yeah.
And we've had to be really scrappy.
Yeah.
Really scrappy, really hungry. It's all about building relationships too, with editors, with the blogging community. We've been featured in over 80 print and online and TV publications, and it's all been earned media, right? I.e. not paid placement.
Yeah.
Which, just because it's not paid doesn't mean it's free.
Right.
There's a lot of bandwidth.
You pay for something
that is
somehow.
The best quote of the day. Yeah. There's no free lunch. No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But what you have to consistently do is come up with great angles and pitches and meaty content that those editors and those publications would be silly not to share with their audience. A lot of our customers are generally one-time kind of customers, right? So, how do you combat that, and how do you kind of increase the long-term value of your customer and kind of retain them as, a repeat customer?
Right.
And so what we do for registry, generally the life cycle of our consumers around 6 to 9 months, right? They're registering with us about 6 to 9 months from the date of their wedding.
Right.
So, the first part of the funnel is acquiring them as a registrant, but then once we have them, what else could we do to kind of accommodate them during their engagement?
Right.
So, wedding party gifts, gifts for their bridesmaids and their groomsmen,
Yeah.
favors, wedding party, welcome bags, right? Finding other ways to kind of cross-sell products
Right.
that you
Right.
have that are all kind of correlated to gifts, so it's not veering far away from your core competency. It still kind of makes sense within your business model, but it's increasing the value of each customer that comes in.
One thing that I wanted to talk to you about is just evolution of the business, and I know that you have this new system and the new back end for you guys, and that you're trying to also leverage, like you saw other opportunities, and just in the same way that you saw that you can sell gift bags once you had them registering
Right.
and sort of added that in, you've created new opportunities along the way. So I just wanted you to talk a little bit about like seeing your business sort of evolve.
Past just what it started
What it
as,
as.
right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, the big vision was always to be able to license our technology, right?
Okay.
To help folks that are in and outside of our network get online, access registry
Right.
if they want for their own internal presence. And so when we launched the latest iteration of our site a year ago, we did so with the intent of really being able to license and leverage our technology for folks that wanted to do so on a white label basis.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So last spring, actually, we launched what we're calling our B2B powered by Newlywish
Okay.
program, which is really new and exciting.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And what's cool about it is that, we're customers of our own product, right? So
Right.
we use Newlywish every day. My CTO likes to call it, we eat our own dog food.
Right.
We understand user pain points. And
Right.
so when we power other companies to use our technology, they are consistently getting the new, features and tools
Right.
That
we
you're
roll
getting.
out,
Right.
that we're building ourselves,
Uh-huh.
any patches to, security vulnerabilities, anything that happens with the site, we're rolling out.
Well, you're the first
automatically.
guinea pig, basically. For,
Right,
like
right.
anything that you try.
Now that you're B2B, it's kind of a different ballgame in terms of, client dealings and how you get clients. It's sort of shifting a little. So how have you found that different?
I think it's a natural progression in the evolution of our business, and
Okay.
I think that it parallels our current initiatives.
Okay.
Right. So it's two businesses, but they're really going side by side.
Right,
right,
We're
right.
Completely veering off and starting a whole new business.
Right.
And it's new, right? And I think
Yeah.
a lot of it is going to be obviously the first layer is reaching out to all the folks in our network who might
Right.
like to leverage this technology, but then
Right.
also thinking about other industries that could use this. We just got back from Engage, right? And
Yes.
it really got me thinking about all these folks that have these, design houses and that have, they do, brand identity for companies in terms of, logo and do the whole suite of business cards and letterhead and online identity. But what about the companies that want that but want a little bit more in terms of, a more technical site, e-commerce perhaps,
Right.
a wish list,
Right.
capability.
Right.
So how can we think about not only our business but other people's businesses and how we might be able to help them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Those wheels are turning.
What advice would you go back and give younger Amanda if you knew now if you knew then what you know now, basically?
I think that there's no substitute for planning. Really thinking about your business, doing your research, understanding your competitive environment before you spend $1, and making sure that you have a really comprehensive plan. What's that saying? Failing to plan is planning to fail.
Right.
Right. And before spending $1, also get as much unbiased feedback as you can. Don't
Yeah.
ask your besties
Yeah.
what they think about your, what they think about your idea.
Yeah.
Ask people that really are not emotionally attached to you, that can
Yeah.
give you some really unbiased, useful feedback about
Yeah.
your idea. Your mom and your best friends and your siblings are all gonna want to encourage you and tell you that it's a great idea.
Yeah, and they'll give you the truth, but in too soft a package. Sometimes you need the hard package of like, yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
So I totally agree.
And by planning, thinking about all aspects of your business, thinking
Yeah.
about marketing, promotion, your financials, your operations, like think really comprehensively about your plan, about your timing, about the phases, and having kind of a cookie crumbs to follow.
Right.
Yeah.
Before you invest any money, and then you'll feel really prepared. It'll make you feel calm and confident about your decisions too.
I know that in the beginning you were going to smaller businesses because it makes sense. I have a small shop. I want to have my goods out there for a registry. I don't have the capabilities. There's this new site. No brainer, right? But like I do feel like those seem like no brainers, but I feel like there might have been hesitation for people to like sign on. Did you find a lot of hesitation with smaller businesses like wanting to put their products on Newlywish, or was it simple?
You know, I didn't really have that difficulty.
Okay.
I did do a lot of pounding the pavement, but a lot of the relationships I formed were through trusted sources, through referrals. It's all about relationship building when you're an entrepreneur, and
for sure.
you know, finding a network of folks that are going to stand behind you and endorse you and refer you, and a referral goes so much further than just, you know, kind of a cold intro.
Yeah.
Certainly kind of massaging that network right from the get-go, and having really beautiful wireframes,
Right.
and, you know, kind of giving them my pedigree a little bit to kind of get
Yeah.
them to kind of trust me, and really make it a no risk type of situation.
Yeah.
No upfront fees, no
Right.
anything, just, you know, just your name and your assets,
Right.
and I will do all the integration, I'll do all the merchandising, I'll do all the marketing promotion. It's like,
How could somebody
I'm
say
giving
no?
you,
How
giving
could you
you,
say
giving
no?
Yeah.
say
You make
no
it
to
an offer that you can't refuse, to quote The
Exactly.
Godfather unintentionally.
So one thing that we really commit to each of our partners
Yeah.
is that we don't allow any SKU collision. So we'll never have the same product twice.
Okay.
We might have the same brand, but never the same product.
Okay.
So there'll never be this kind of price comparison shopping or competitive
Okay.
nature on the site. Once you own the SKU, it's yours.
Okay.
And all of these boutiques that we worked with didn't have these kind of mainstream products. These,
Right.
You know, Kate Spade, New York, and Waterford, Wedgwood. So there was no collision there.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
And then also, you know, these are all really smart, savvy entrepreneurs themselves.
Yeah.
And they know that with the addition of some brands that folks are really comfortable with shopping online, it
Elevates-
gives consumer
yeah.
confidence to your
The
Right.
rising tide.
product.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of
So
thing.
it does it. It brings,
Yeah.
it elevates everyone.
Have you had to give yourself promotions along the way, and is it hard for you to let go and delegate? Like, how have you found, like, what have you sort of found in that experience?
I have such a great team, and it's all about being comfortable delegating, you know, parts of your roles and responsibilities that you've always, you know, hung on to so tightly. But over time, you know, we're a really close-knit family, and everyone can wear each other's hats. I can't always wear, of course, Ian's hat. He's the only one who can only wear that hat.
Right.
But, you know, he can still pick up the phone, and he can still help process orders, and, you know, pick up the chat if someone's chatting us online. And so we've really been able to kind of just lean on each other. And, you know, when I have to go out into the field or to travel and try to build kind of these strategic partnerships and build the B2B business, I know that back in the office everything is well taken care of, and I have
Right.
confidence and security in that. So
Yeah.
it's all about team. It really is,
It's awesome.
as you guys know.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
And
This
you
was
can.
so fun.
I know it is. It was great
We could
having
talk
you.
forever.
I know, and you can find Amanda on social media at Newlywish on all platforms, right?
Yes.
It's at Newlywish, and you can find us on social media at Besties in Biz with a Z, and online at bestiesinbusiness.com. Thanks so much.
Thank you.